In Ohio, Washington Courthouse High School took on McLain High. These are high schools in Ohio. And McLain puts a hurt on Washington Court, 26-0, right? And you'll see why McLain put the hurt on Washington Court, because you're about to see some of the Washington Court players, and they do not look like top-notch football players. It seems like maybe they could hit the gym. They could stand to lift a couple of weights, as you'll see shortly. So what happens here, though, is after the game, it's high school, you shake hands with the other team, right? Except it turns out that McLain players, they won 26-0. Turns out a McLain player
who did not play.
Right, we'll get to that. He's got a tack in between his fingers so that when the players shake hands, he cuts them with a tack. All class. Here's a report from Fox 4.
We walked across 50-yard line, and supposedly one of the guys had tacks in his glove. Nobody knew about it. I was far back enough in the line that everyone started turning around, and I got out of the way.
Although he was not injured, McLain football player Michael A. describes what happened last Friday night after McLain High School played Washington Courthouse. It was discovered that several of the players' hands were bleeding.
They felt the pain of it when it occurred, and they thought...
We'll pick that story back up momentarily. Just to be clear, Washington Court beats McLain, so it's the Washington Court player who had the tack, and you're watching the McLain players who don't look like they've ever gone to the gym or lifted a weight. Hence the 26-0 score. Continue with the story from Fox 4.
They'd hit a nerve or something, but then some of them immediately who were not wearing any gloves or anything looked at their hands, saw blood.
The coaches from both teams were then told about the injuries, and it was quickly discovered who was responsible. It was one player from the Washington Courthouse team that didn't even play in the game that night. The county health department had concerns about blood transmissions and made all players get tetanus shots.
This story really got Rookie out of his chair. He's freaking outraged. I know. They win 26-0, and then they put the tack on and they cut the guys. It's bullshit, right?
Obama!
Yeah, that's right, buddy. I know.
He's gonna fall.
Okay, he's standing on the incredibly expensive board. If we played the board now, you'd hear him run through everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Seriously?
I'm gonna... Anybody can be beat. Can't wait. Anybody can be beat.
What are you doing, buddy?
I'm gonna hunt you down. I'm gonna...
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Seriously?
Okay, buddy. All right.
Oh.
Back. I love it.
You don't know that, man.
Okay. Anyway, so one of the great things about that story is the total lack of imagination in shooting that story from Fox 4. All you got a shot of the bleachers, you got a shot of the stands, you got a shot of the goalpost. That's it. That's all we're doing. God forbid. We're not staying around shooting practice. Can't be bothered. Anyway, so ridiculous. And as Rick alluded to and you saw in the piece, 16-year-old kid who apparently did this didn't even play. So it's this little punk from Washington Courthouse High, doesn't play, puts a tack on his hand. That's horrible, man. But
he was
anyway.
obviously a little pissed off that he didn't get in the game.
Yes, well, he took it out on the right people. And we got the soundbite there. There was a soundbite, I don't know if we got to it, of some girl who pointed out that she was like, I don't understand why anybody would do this. Can we get that?
Let's go to it right now.
Yeah, here, let's hear her.
I think they should investigate it and find out who did it.
I love this woman.
I think it's just they thought it would be funny.
I think it's stupid and very silly, and I don't understand why anyone would have any incentive to do that, because we lost anyway.
Washington Courthouse told Dr.
We lost anyway.
I don't understand why anyone would have any incentive to do that, because we lost that. You know, we're making fun of her. She's like the smartest high school student I've seen in quite some time.
You know, her name is Amber, actually.
She used the word incentive correctly, and she makes a solid point. You lost anyway. Why are they stabbing you? I like the inference, though. If you'd won, sure. The other guys, then you could slash the other team with that.
Yeah,
anyway,
you're totally allowed to.
Ridiculous story. Hi, I'm Ben Mankiewicz along with Rookie Mankiewicz, and we have a message for you, don't we, pal? Line. Subscribe to TYT Sports. Do your job!